Welcome folks. The next control or next component we want to discuss is flat list. Flat list is one of the list views that is commonly used in mobile applications, and it displays a scrolling list of changing but somehow similarly structured data. If you ever heard about data grids, tables, or such kind of table formatted data that needs to be presented like a list, so your best candidate in React Native is flat list. Flat list exhibit many features compared to scroll views. Scroll views is rendered the whole list at once. On other hand, flat list is just rendering the items that's presented right in front of you in the screen. Like if the screen is capable to present like 10 items, flat list just render 10 items, and while you are scrolling down is render the rest. That's make it tremendously effective in terms of performance. So with the usage, if you use scroll view with this flat list, I mean versus flat list, you will find flat list is mostly efficient in terms of quickness, and the scroll view is just make your app like holding while loading the big data, specifically if you have a big list of data that's coming from a database or API. So let's take a quick example of flat list, same like our project. This time I will create for you a specific style sheet for this flat list. Let's import style sheet from React Native, and also let's import flat list component from React Native. Let's quickly create a style sheet constant, call it styles, and I will use the style sheet component to create many styles for this matter. I will the idea I want to create like a style for a container that's the view which is holding the flat list itself, and the other thing that I want to make a style of, that's the flat list itself, the item of the flat list. So I will call the first one container, which is this is a major view. I will give it two properties. The one is flex. I will talk about it more in the next section when we discuss about design. I will give it the value 1. Then I will there is something regarding this. Yes, I should here create it using curly brackets. Sorry, it should be here side. So flex 1, and I will give it padding top. Padding top, for those who used CSS before, cascading style sheets, they know that if I want to make a distance from a top level of the item, I will add this, just like maybe a margin. So the second one is the item itself. I will name it item, and I will add few properties, padding, like general padding from every direction. I will give it like 10 pixels or 10 points. The font size of the rendered item itself, I will give it like let's say 15, and height of that item I will give it like 40. So I've created like a class, let's call it, of styles, and I will use it later. We'll see how. Next, I will create the control or add the control itself. Let me remove those many images here. I don't need it. That was for the scroll view. I will add just after the image, I will add the flat list. So flat list has two major components actually. Not component, I mean properties. The first property is the source of the data. Like the data for flat list can come from API or a database, or can be hard coded. For the sake of this example, I will make it like hard coded. So the data of the flat list, I will make it hard coded, just like a list, or let's call it array. It should have a special field called key. This is like a primary key or identity of the list. We know about it. That's to uniquely identify the row. So I will make it like 1, and I will have other type of fields. Let's call it cat name. I will call it Nana, and I will add another column. I will call it origin. I will call Australia. So this cat number 1 is called Nana and is based in Australia. I will add other item. This it will be 2, and I will call it Kaka, and it's from Brazil. The soccer players, they know what I mean. The third one, let's call it Kati, and it is from Sudan. And let me just create last one, 4. Let's call it Lala, and its origin in Qatar. So now I created the data, like hard-coded data for that flat list. Next, I want to render those items. Do I want to render them in text, in button, in images? Doesn't different, but by the end of the day, I need to render. That's mean I want to render it into a view. So I will add a render item here, property, and I will pass an item from here. This item is coming from this, like every row is gonna be item. So it will take the first item each time, just like for each loop. So it will take item and I will render it using your flavor. In this time, I will render the item using text control or text component. I will give it a style of, you remember that style constants I created here up. Where is it? This one, styles. So I will give it the item. So it has the item styles. I will call that class styles.item. And what do you want to render? Like, what do you want to render for UI? I will say that I want to render item dot. So I want to render cat name, and I can add like some manually enter originally from here. I will add the country item dot origin. So now I'm rendering this data using this format. The last thing I want to do, I will put the flat list in a view. And that view I will make it formatted like a container. That container I already so the flat list is ending here. I will add a style for the view. Sorry, it should be inside. Style should be coming from that class, styles.container. That's all. Save. Let's see. So this is now is my flat list for hard-coded data. Nana originally from Australia, and I can render here actually anything that I want. I can say here cat. You can make it like hard-coded cat number, and here I can add item dot key plus, and I can make it like this. See, cat number 1, and that's all regarding flat list, guys. Please have a look for it, and also don't forget to review the section list, the other type of list views. See you soon.